What's a brain cooling theory? Now, do you know why you get hiccups? Why do trees shed leaves in the winter? Why is seawater salty? Let's see if you can answer these questions. So here's the first one. Now, do you know what's the easiest way to remember all 7 colors of the rainbow? Let's think. Don't worry, here's the answer. It's Wibgyor. Vibgyor. So it's violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Or some even say Richard of York gave battle in Wayne. So you see, it's Roygbiv. I feel like that's just too long. I prefer Vibgyor. How about you? Now, how are rainbows formed? Did you know that? Now, that's the real question, right? Now, see, rainbows are spectacular rays of color. Sunlight looks white, but it's actually made of different colors. A rainbow is seen when the sun shines after the rain. The sun forms a rainbow when white light passes through raindrops. The white light bends and scatters into various colors, and this gets reflected back to us as a rainbow. Next one. Now, why can't fish breathe outside water just like us? Well, you see, that's because we have lungs to breathe and fish don't. They have gills. Now, some of you must be wondering, what are gills? Well, gills are similar to our lungs. They act just like our nose. Fish have gills behind their mouth, and it helps the fish breathe by taking in oxygen from the water. The gills separate the oxygen and throw out the water and carbon dioxide. Simple. Next one. Now, when we look at the moon in the sky, we say, oh, look at the moon. It's shining in the sky. It's so bright. It lit up the whole sky. But is that true? Does the moon really shine? Well, technically, the moon doesn't shine by itself because it has no light of its own. And it appears to shine because of the sunlight that reaches it. The light reflects off old volcanoes, craters, and lava flows on the moon's surface. And it's simply because when it's night on one side of our planet, it's daytime on the other side. So when the sun shines, it lights up the moon as well. Next one. Achoo! Excuse me. Now, do you know why we sneeze? Well, do you want to think about it? Don't worry, I'll tell you. Well, anything that irritates your nose, it could be an allergic reaction from dust or pollen, or a change in temperature, or pets, or even pepper, can cause sneezing. So basically your body gets rid of all those pesky irritants by causing you to sneeze, so that we breathe in only clean air. And let me tell you a secret. Did you know that when we sneeze, we also skip a heartbeat, and that's why we say bless you? Next one. Now, where do camels store their water? Well, you know, camels can survive up to 10 months without a sip of water. And that's because they get enough moisture from green vegetation, and they can drink 40 gallons of water in just 15 minutes. But again, where do they store all that water in their body? What? You said hump? No, that's not true. Camels store their water in their bloodstream and not humps. The red blood cells swells up when they drink water and keep camels hydrated for a very long time. Isn't that an interesting fact? So what are you going to do now? Hit the like button so I can move on to the next one. Now, why can't we see anything in the dark? Oh, I know, there is no light when it's dark, and that's why we can't see. But why? Why is it that we need light in the dark to see objects around us? Well, here's the answer. Now, in order for us to see, our eyes must receive light, and there is no light when it's dark. Now, I'm sure you're probably saying, okay, now that's common sense, Arya. But let me tell you exactly what happens. Most of the objects that we see around us are visible by reflected light. It could be reflected sunlight or artificial light. So when light reflects, or let's say it falls on those objects, that reflected light becomes mirror image in our eyes. Next one. Why do we yawn? Any guesses? Just relax, I'll tell you. Well, when we yawn, it basically means that we're tired, stressed, or just bored. You know, even fish and birds can yawn. And babies start yawning when they're 20 weeks old. But again, why do we yawn? Now, there are two theories to this. First one, when we're bored or tired, we just don't breathe as deeply as we usually do. Our body takes in less oxygen, so yawning helps us bring more oxygen into our body and more carbon dioxide out. Second theory. And the second one talks about the brain cooling theory, which says that we yawn when our brain temperature rises. So to cool it down, we yawn. Next one. Now, do you know why you get hiccups? Don't worry. Aria to the rescue. Now, let me tell you why you get hiccups. Hiccups usually come after you eat or drink too much or too quickly. And the funny noise comes when the diaphragm gets irritated. Now, what's a diaphragm? A diaphragm is a muscle at the bottom of your chest, and all hiccups start there. So when the air you breathe in hits your voice box, you're left with big hiccups because diaphragm helps with breathing, and that causes hiccups. Hiccups usually last just a few minutes, and everyone has their own remedy for curing hiccups. And sometimes just holding your breath makes the hiccups go away. Next one. Now, why do trees shed leaves in the winter? Well, in winter, sunlight is not easily available, and so the trees don't get enough food or energy. So instead of trying to make food from little sunlight, they go in a rest position by shedding their leaves, which helps them conserve their resources like energy, water, and nutrition stored in their trunks. And that helps them stay alive till spring arrives. And here's the last one. Why is seawater salty? Any guesses? Well, let me tell you. You see, what happens is when rainwater falls on land, it's slightly acidic. And so when it falls on the rocks, it breaks up the rocks on land and transports all the minerals and salts from the rocks to the ocean through rivers and streams that flow into the ocean. And that's why we cannot drink the water from the ocean, because it's just way too salty. Amazing fact, right? Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Now that's really strong. What do you think? If you like these amazing facts, then make sure to subscribe for more amazing videos just like this one. And you know what to do now. Stay awesome and stay amazing. And I'll see you again with more amazing videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.